Good evening, everyone. There is a famous quote by Helen Hazel: "The expert in anything was a beginner." So, today we are going to introduce one such a person about her journey was once a beginner. I am Gayatri Varkade, workshop team member of TNP Cell. As many of the students have queries related to coding platforms, internship, and many more. So, we workshop team of TNP Cell to arrange a session of one of our college students, Sakshi Kulkarni, who is a third year student of Extc branch and selected as a SD intern at Amazon. First of all, congratulations Sakshi to great your achievement. We welcome to all of you and behalf of TNPCL for accepting our invitation. So without wasting any time, let's start the session. Now I request to Sakshi to introduce herself. Sakshi, go on.
Yes, thank you so much, Gayatri, for having me here today. And I'm really sorry for being late and having some problems related to audio.
Sorry.
But yeah, so let's start. So I guess Gayatri have introduced me like a lot, so I don't have much credibility to like tell other than that. So yeah, it all started like I will like tell you introduce about my coding journey, like how I went through it, and then we will have a Q&A session, I guess, and we will like clear the doubts. We will discuss something, like we will discuss some common doubts or discussions we can have. So yeah, it all started. Okay, am I audible? Like final time I'm asking everyone, so that we will not have any issues after that. I guess I'm audible, no? Please have some thumbs up or something like that.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
you are audible.
yes, you are audible.
Okay, sure. So let's start it. So it all started with getting a C grade in PPS. For those who don't remember PPS, we used to have a C language subject back in our first year. So I got a C grade, and as it was my first semester, so I was still. But when I got to know scores about my friends who got like A plus, I was a bit like very motivated that coding is not a cup of my tea and something like that. So I started like not getting like I was running far from coding because I think that I was not compatible for coding at that time. Back in my first year, after my first semester, I tried to solve some questions on HackerRank and I failed all the time. So it started like that, and at that time, I was member of a coding club, Mprex, and they told us to make a portfolio like with the help of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, like instead of web development project. So I started with web development where I got the interest. I was thinking like, yeah, I can do a bit of coding, not a programming language, but I can do something in frameworks or in like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So let's continue with this. So I practiced a lot related to HTML, CSS, web development, and I became a part of web team of Team Drishti at that time in my first year. So back in like from my first year of my college to till now, whatever growth changes I had in me is mainly because of Team RNXD and Drishti. Like I'm really very like have the pleasure to be part of these two teams. I'm not saying that other teams are not good. They are obviously awesome, but I participated mainly in these two teams where I contributed, and also they have contributed a lot in my life and in my career and overall. So it started like I was a member of web team at Drishti, and I also became a part of RNXD at that time. I was not that good in coding, so I used to in first year we have a competition called as Rogue. We have every year, but in first year we were like able to like help in each and every domain we can. So we used to do work of mechanical, electronics, or mechatronics, and also of coding. And I was pretty sure that I am not good at electronics and mechanical, so my default option will be always like coding related some stuff. And then the pandemic happened at that time, and it was all online. I was sure that I'm not going to simulate more projects in electronics. I don't mean that it's not good. It's always great, but I was not having that interest. I was inclined towards the IT sector now. So I was going good with web development and learning JavaScript, doing courses on Coursera. And at that time, like first month of the pandemic, I was wasting my time like it was my vacation. But after that, I got that many of my teammates were doing or in IRNXD or in Vristi, they were doing something else. Though it may be some graphic designing or other stuffs also, but they were learning skills. And I got that time that I like told myself that see Sakshi, you have got that one golden chance, a golden time, because we were not wasting that extra 2 3 hours that we used to do in our college. In offline mode, though we were having some 6 hour lectures, we used to have a 8 hour or 9 hour long day because we used to go with our friends, hang out with them in cafes or move around the college every day. So we that energy was conserved with me that I was that energy was saved by me. So I thought that let's use this energy to something good. And I was, as I told that I was not good at C, I started to learn C. I said to myself that C is the basic language and it is in our curriculum. So let's start with C. If I'm not again okay with C, I will not study, like I will be not studying programming in overall. So I started with like learning about C. I took one playlist, I do it thoroughly. And to my surprise, I was getting the things. I got to know about how the loop works now exactly, why we include five, what are standard libraries, and stuff like that. I was not that good, but I was at least getting what I was doing. So I started doing questions on HackerRank because for me, when first I solved some questions on HackerRank, it was really very tough for me. So this time, I guess it was my first priority that if I'm able to solve some questions of HackerRank, then it is good. So I solved some questions on HackerRank, and to my extent, I was very like, comfortable enough to solve questions. So I got that basic idea because in academics, I've solved some questions like sorting the numbers or having like small questions. And these questions on HackerRank really used to like take a time to think on what the solution is or what can be the logic of that question. So it really helped me. And I was confirmed with C, but I got that like I was known that in all the coding platforms, if you want to grow more, you have to if you want a career in this field, you it will not be enough to be a C programmer. I have to learn new languages, or I have to learn a language which is compatible to competitive programming also, and where I can learn all the data structures and algorithms. So I started with Python at that time, and there were two main reasons to start with Python again. One was it was in my academics in my fourth semester, but I was in my third semester. But I thought that let's do one subject from the academics very well. So I selected Python. Plus, I thought that if I'm going to do C++, it is similar to C. So I will not learn a lot of the like all the new stuff. Okay. And also one more reason that I thought that I will be doing something in machine learning and AI stuff. So Python is a very like safe move. So I started with Python, learned a lot, and I got the thing that oh, if there is any inbuilt function, why like I'm using it directly in Python. You directly sort function in Python. Whereas in C you have to write the whole n square loop for sorting any array or something string stuff. So I got that Python is easy to understand and as a also it was easy to write it. So if I'm solving a question, I would write it in 5 to 10 lines, whereas in C I would need almost 20 to 30 lines. But I was comfortable with it. I did some courses with Coursera, like crash course of Google and all, and I was okay with it. And then I started solving problem solving section of HackerRank. So if you are okay with your language, always try to solve some questions of problem solving. It really helps you a lot to be like that if you are solving a programming question in like a specific language, it is always related to that language. Like If there is a special feature of C++ or Python, it will be related to that stuff. You have to code in that, like, in that terms. Whereas in problem solving, the question is like for overall everyone. Okay. So I got to know that like problem solving is a very good choice. And in many like one of my senior told me that in many colleges of Pune, on campus, it is compulsory to have 5-star in like problem solving at Hacker. So it really it really helped to help me to increase my thinking level, increase my how I should solve a question very efficiently. And I was like getting confident in programming at that time. At the same time, I was doing some stuff in web development, was going through JavaScript, I was going through other frameworks. Not I have not made more projects on frameworks like related to React and all, but I was learning about how they work. There was this famous CS50 course. One of my friend told me. So the course is very awesome. You can like check it out. It is free on EDX. The course always tell you like the course is very awesome. I guess the course is of 7 weeks, but it really helps us a lot. And yeah, so I was doing Python, doing problem solving, and at that time in RNXD, we used to have an internal contest in code courses. So again, that like-minded people came together and they were solving some questions. So this really helped me. So I'm not insisting anyone to be in a club, but always be around your friends or around people who have same goal, same aims. I used to have more CS and IT friends than my own branch. So that was the difference, that if you are interested in one section, please be connected to the students who are also working on that sessions or sections. And my best friends were for like through whole this journey were Aparna and Shweta, who helped me a lot. I like from starting with C, which playlist I should take, to till the mock interview of my Amazon. They always were there because they were my technical buddies. I was having many other friends, but the technical buddies, like they used to say that no, Sakshi, you're doing this wrong or you're doing this right, or we used to figure out things like how you should do. I did some 5 questions today. She did 7 questions today. We don't used to have a call every day, but we used to be in touch that okay, you are doing this, I'm doing this. This is very good. This is the recommended course by our teacher, something stuff like that. So be in contact with like-minded people. I would like tell everyone. And yes, so we used to solve some questions like every week. We used to have 1 or 2 contests, and we used to solve some 7-8 questions in that 1 or 2 hours. And in that group, we used to have like best coders. The coders I've always motivated. They always there was group of my friends who always motivated me that they were doing many stuff like at one time. And I was always like, and that one thing that whenever you see them, you have that one respect that oh God, they have done such a great work. So I was always motivated them. They have motivated me at a very like at another level. So I used to practice with them, and at that time I got a difference between a a student who is doing competitive programming regularly and between me. So one of my friends solved 12 questions in a contest, and I solved, I guess, 5 questions in that contest. The difficulty was not that much, but the difference was about the speed, and the speed was due to competitive programming. There is always a conflict about how much you should do competitive programming for placements or like DSS stuff, or if is lead code only like if is lead code or only code versus okay for me, or may I do questions on this platform. So for this, my basic answer is if you are not okay with like you should do competitive programming once you are like comfortable with some basic DSA questions or some with basic questions. So that what competitive programming does is it always changes your speed. It increases your speed you can't imagine with it. So I will give you an example. If you have 7 questions to do in a day, I guess you will take 6 to 7 hours for that 7 questions, or you will think that I will do this questions in 7 hours. Although it may be a practice, you are practicing that 7 questions. But when you are in a neat food contest or a food versus contest, food chef contest, you have 2 to 3 hours where you have to solve all the 6 to 7 questions. I don't say that you have to solve all the questions, but you try to have the maximum output. So that's the difference between competitive programming and the normal DSA preparation. So I was again inspired by them and started with competitive coding. So I basically started with long challenges of CodeChef. Again, a contradictory, not contradictory, but a controversial point that should we have, should we do some long challenges because their answers are out first before the contest ends. So it is a 10-day contest and you get to know the answers of the question from, I guess, first or second day itself. And yeah, starting, I did it honestly. I saw the questions. I tried to go and learn about the topics which I was not able to solve. But after fourth and fifth month, when I was solving almost 3, 4 questions, and many people in our college were solving 7, 8 questions, I was I was in that honey trap of get like doing cheating, taking hints from that YouTube videos. So I think I guess I had 2 contests where I took hint from YouTube while the challenge was going on. And I will tell everyone, each and everyone, if anybody does this, unfortunately, if you're doing this, please don't do this. This is the most worst. This is why I said honey trap. It's a trap. You don't understand it. You will understand it when it will be your interview. You will be getting that why that was your wrong mistake to cheat. So and also if you are thinking that your rating is not that great, then let me tell you, that if you want have to give a resume for referral. So, okay, let's take my example. I've solved around 100 plus questions to get 3 star at Porsche. Whereas one person is there who is genius. I don't mind that he's not genius or he's doing cheating. It may be any X person who have done 60 questions and got 4 star or 5 star plus. The recruiter will always have a doubt for that 5 star person because it's very difficult to be a 5 star coder or 6 star coder in just very less questions. Okay, so they always give. I'm not telling that it cannot be possible. It is possible, but everyone is not genius. Okay, every second, third person is not a genius. So that is a trend nowadays of most of the people, of most of the batchmates of me that who think that if you will do YouTube, you will take hints from YouTube videos. It will be great for you. It will be great for your rating, but for the overall impression, you will have a very bad impression. And not just impression. If nobody catches you, at the end you will have that guilt that you have not done all the questions by yourself. So that was one point I would like to elaborate because I have seen this and I had made that mistake. So I always want that nobody should make that mistake in their coding journey, at least. Yeah. Then I was okay with, I was doing some questions of competitive programming. And at that time, I was trying to start DSA. So I was calling with my friends and asking them what must be the playlist, which playlist should I follow, or should I take any course or something like that. At that time, one of my friends told me that her seniors or from CS and IT were not eligible. Like they told them that Python was not eligible for on-campus companies. For some on-campus companies, Python was not allowed for the coding test. And I was like, oh, who wants on-campus placement? Sabko to Google jana hai, and Google allows you with Python. So I was of that mindset that I want to go in Google. Google allows Python, Dunzo. But when I maturely thought about that, I got to know that many companies, Python is a very simple language. So they use it for mostly they use it for some complicated stuff. They mainly they mainly develop their whole system with C++ and Java. They also use Python at some point and integrate it with C++ and Java. So it's not always that everyone uses just Java or just C++ or just Python. There are multiple languages integrated in the system. So that, that and that time I thought that uh, and it's not the only one reason. The second reason is about the inbuilt functions. And a lazy person like me was not, I was not taking that efforts to see what the inbuilt function used to mean in that in any Python program. If it is a sort function, I used to not know about what is sort function all about from like in deep. So that really helped me a lot that to know the basics. Like the core concept. If I will I will tell one thing that if you it is good to be having inbuilt functions. Many of them will say that Sakshi C++ also have inbuilt functions through STL. Don't joke us, but the reality is in C++, if you're writing a count function or if you're writing a sort function, you know that the sort is merge sort, or you have an idea that what is its complexity. So which sort, or it may be a bubble sort, or it may be an insertion sort. You think about that sorting, or which sorting it must be. Whereas in Python, I was not thinking. I was being that lazy person. So I thought that let's switch to C++. So I started with C++. Like I was very confident now at C. Like I was like, I know C. So I started with C++. I learned about it for quite few days. Till that I was solving questions with Python. I wasn't stopping it because whenever you stop once now practicing this context and coding platforms, you are done for it. For me also, after my Amazon interview, I've not solved a single question of contest or like on coding platforms, and now I'm really having zero momentum to solve questions. So please be consistent in that thing. So I started with C++ around back in January. Yeah. So in January I started with it and got to know about what it is. I was having the basic idea of how loop works and all. Now it was about STL, about our sets, maps, and all stuff. And now the main, the main part of always of every preparation is DSA, data structures and algorithms. So yeah, everyone have that one question. How did you do DSA? I guess if you can see my YouTube, I have almost 20 to 30 searches about DSA prep, DSA roadmap, and some stuff like that. Because everyone have that one doubt. If you are having the best coach, you have the best teacher of this world, of the best coding teacher, you will have a doubt that am I going in the same or correct path? So I guess it's the most crucial part that to decide what you have to do, how you have to prepare DSA specifically. For me, I took a course of almost 2,500 at that time of GFG. No offense, but they were having 425 videos, and I hardly completed 175 videos, 140, 170, I guess. So it was not my cup of tea to like sitting every day doing 5 to 10 videos of each topic like and solving 15 questions and go to another topic. This was really boring for me. The course is really awesome. I told you that if you are that patient person, you should do that course. So I was not that patient, so I switched to YouTube. And for YouTube, YouTube is an ocean. And if you don't know where to start and where to end, then you're done for it, man. Like I had almost seen each like at least one video of every DSA playlist present on YouTube. Literally, because you're not then you can't resist yourself if you are seeing a hashing question or a hashing video and you can't resist yourself because YouTube recommendations are awesome. They will tell you some hashing video of any other person and their thumbnails are very interesting that you can't resist yourself to not click on that video and see that video. So I guess that really is that topic of making one way and preparing DSA is really tough. So my recommendation for everyone, like anyone who wants to do with YouTube, is that take one playlist, stick to that playlist. I don't mean that just see that playlist. Just be use it as a syllabus. If you are taking one playlist of any playlist, plus take that playlist which is doable for you. Don't take playlist of like 300 videos, 250 videos, and you will be like doing 50 videos and you will like leave the playlist. So take a like feasible playlist that you think that it is okay for you. Take it, take the topics, mark it down anywhere, and just go through every topic. See first the video of the playlist of that topic, and then search it on YouTube, search it on Google, uh, see all other resources related to that topic. But don't really stick to it. Like, don't say 100 videos on arrays only. Okay, you should have that. I'm going to see the video of my playlist. I'm going to have three to four extra videos so that I will be getting all knowledge about arrays, and I will start it. So do that. And one more preparation like related to DSA. Huh. So related to DSA, number of question I would like to add it that how many questions to do. Please be. I can't tell you that how many questions you should do. It is about like it is up to you that what you think how many questions you should do. But please be in limits. Like don't do 15 questions or 20 questions of linked list and 100 questions of arrays. Please don't do. I've done that mistake. I almost did arrays for 2 months at my early stages. So please don't do that mistake. Just be like move on from that topic. So, like if you think that 30 I have to do this minimum set of 30 50 questions of arrays, do it. If you're not feeling confident for that question, no problem, go to other topics. What happened is that it happened with myself that I solved around 70 80 questions on arrays, and I also did that mistake that I was jumping from one platform to another platform. Weeks for weeks, easy questions. Then I was going to lead for doing easy questions. So what I did was I just did some easy questions from all the platforms, which like really jumbled the things. So take one platform, take a 40 50 set of questions or the most important questions of that topic. Usually the most asked questions of any company or most important questions at Geeks for Geeks and all these like platforms always have all the topics you should know about that like specific data structure or algorithm. So if it is arrays, there will be around 30 40 questions. You have to solve that questions. And after arrays, go to linked list. Though you're not feeling confident, after completing the whole topics, you can come again and solve more questions for arrays. But don't stick to one topic because you will now invest 1 or 2 months now, but it will be really difficult for you for to complete other data structures and algorithms. So yeah, that was one point. And the other point is also figure it out. Please don't say that okay, Sakshi you told us the YouTube se karna hai, we will do from YouTube. Figure it out by yourself. If you think that a Geeks for Geeks course or any course is okay for you, do that course. If you think that only solving questions can clear your topics, like there is also one approach that you can solve only questions. And as per the question tag or topic tag, you can see the topic, you can study about it and go back to the question. So it worked for many of my friends. So I don't mean that one specific method is okay for everyone. You should try it yourself. You can give 1 2 months for this that you should to figure out that what you have to do, how should be your path. But it will save 3 or 4 months plus mental stress of yours when you are learning DSA. Just be like you stick to your plan. And yes, after this, I prepared for DSA. I was doing some web development projects, not paid. I made one two JavaScript games. I was contributing in Rusty's website and stuff like that. And I wanted to do something in open source, but again, it's an another branch of IT sector. So I have not touched it yet. Uh, and yeah, that was I was also solving problems or doubts of my friends. And so my friends were not that much interested in IT field. They used to do some projects, and I used to solve their doubts. At first, I used to think that I'm wasting my time and their time because I need more time. Like compared to their other friends, I used to take more time to solve the doubts. But they used to always come to me, and I was very happy. And this really helped me in my interview. So I was solving a doubt of JavaScript at the time, with one of my friends, and I was solving it, and we got a new thing about JavaScript, about something a function, like defining a element in a function. So I got that one different thing about JavaScript, and in my Amazon interview, interviewer asked me that what why you learn so much languages, why you learn this much languages. Okay. I learned JavaScript and Python and C++ and C. So I told him I like use that analogy of JavaScript. The difference between our JavaScript. Or there is one different thing in this language which C++ don't have. So he really related it at that time. It's that he had that aha moment. Oh, yeah, she knows about it and she can relate these things to me. So that I guess solving doubts is also very important, and your friends also help you then afterwards in like non-technical things. And yeah, this was all about my preparation. Then it started with the internship season. So internship season usually starts for like around May with I guess Walmart and stuff. And the program I applied through was Amazon Work, also called as Amaze Work. This is specifically for third and fourth year engineering students, engineering girls. And this is for the initiative of increasing women in tech industry. Though it was for girls, don't mind boys. There are many recruitments of Amazon ahead in the winter period, and you will be getting equal chance. Also, the process is the same. It does not mean that you are a girl, so you will get extra stuff, or you will have easier questions. No, the competition may be less, but the toughness is as it is. So I applied it in the third or fourth week of June, and at that time I applied for many things. I lost Microsoft's offer. I guess I was not my CV was not actually shortlisted also. So I lost three, four opportunities at that time, and I was very frustrated. And I thought that Amazon may be good होगा. So I just tried and just filled my CV, which I used to give. Like at that time, I was having only one CV, one resume, which I used to apply. Like I will take that one resume and will upload it everywhere. It should be not be the case. I got it afterwards, but I like uploaded my resume. And in June, I guess, on 19th June, on 19th. And on 14th August, I got a mail with a test link that you have a test on 16th and 17th. The link will be open for 48 hours. You have to, you have to give test. And on 14th of August, I saw the mail at like midnight. And I was like, abhi to pakka nahi hoga, because you can't prepare for Amazon in 1 or 2 days. So I thought that वैसे भी कुछ नहीं होना है, so let's don't pressurize the thing. Be chill, give the test. If it happens, then it's good. Not happens, no regrets. So I started with like I gave the test. The test was quite they were having 9 sections, like complete 9 sections, and all technical tests. So it started. It was having all CS fundamentals and like wait OS, Linux commands, and some basics. After that, there was some data structure section. They gave some data structures, code snippets, and you have to tell the output. They all were MCQs. And there were one coding section, one coding question of strings for me, and it was a medium lead code question. And I was able to solve that question. I was quite happy, but was not sure because of CS fundamental. But I guess after 3 4 days, I got the mail that you are like, eligible for the second test. And I got that time that coding question has a lot of weightage. So if you are in a test where there are two, like there are CS fundamentals and a coding question, give your time to coding question more. If there is no time constraint for the section. Here there were no constraint for the section, so like the time section, like time constraint for the section. Whereas in my second test, there were 4 sections again, and that test, it can be easy for anyone, like for a normal person, and the test is same for everyone. But it is really a torture test, the test lasts for 3 to 3.5 hours, I guess, almost 3 hours for me. So the first section was of debugging. So there are some code snippets, and you have to find some errors, and you have to fix that errors, and you have to submit the code. There were 7 questions, and you just have that 10 minutes to fix all that 7 questions or 7 snippets of code. And there was no Python, by the way. There was only C++ and Java. So you may know that they don't write, code snippets in all the languages. They gave preferences to two main languages. So they wrote that. So I tried. First 4 5 questions were very easy for me, and then the questions for me like hard questions that you can't figure it out that what the heck is wrong. They have given you 30 lines of the problem statement of 30 lines. I like on a normal on for a an for an average person, you need almost 5 minutes to read that 30 lines, but you don't have that time at like that mindset that you should read whole problem statement and then see the question. You just have to see the code snippet. You have to figure it out what is wrong and just do it. And helping your friends in coding also helps this. So I used to help my friends at the like coding assignment. So I got that how you should find errors. So who are non-CSIT background, please help your CSIT friends to complete the assignments. It will be very helpful for you. So yeah, so the first section was a giant one, like 10 minutes, 7 questions, and you have to be very quick at that. Then the second section was the coding section, 2 questions, 70 minutes. First question was a medium, like easier medium question. It was a medium lead code question, but to the easier side. And the second question was a hard question, and I was not able to solve the second question completely. So I was confirmed that abhi to nahi hoga, because if you're not solving the coding questions, it is very less chances that you will get a call for the interview. So the second section was okay for me. For the third section, it was behavior based questions. So for those who have given AMCAT test, I'm happy for you because you will not be irritated. There are 60 questions, and you literally have to slide that cursor here and there that I am this person and this person and stuff like that. So a normal person who have not given AMCAT test, they will really be frustrated after that. Because first of all, you have done debugging section, which was like okay for you. 10 minutes is okay. 70 minutes of hard coding is it really it it many times it boosted your confidence. Like one of my friend was able to solve both questions. She had boosted her confidence, but at the same time, for me, it was not a good good experience of coding section. So I was demotivated earlier only, and I was sure that abhi to nahi hoga. So I got to the behavioral questions, and they were like easy 60 questions without any timer. I was just sliding my cursor. But Amazon and many tech companies or fan companies, you may know that they also work on leadership principles because they have multiple teams. They recruit a lot, so they want a person to be adjust, like the person who should adjust with other teammates. So they can't figure it out at every level and see that are you doing correctly, are you doing correctly. They just want a good team and good leadership qualities. Whereas a startup will not focus on these things. You know, like if there is a small startup, they will not focus on your leadership principles. Yeah, they will, but at a at an extent where you can lead the team and you are good at your skills. That's all for them. But here, the organization is having around lakhs of employees with them. So they need some qualities and it depends upon the company also. So Amazon also focus on their leadership principles and qualities. So there were 60 questions, and it exhausted me again. And then was my fourth section, aptitude section, which was most interesting, but the most painful because it was at last. I was drained out after 2.2 hours of that thinking, and they are very genius. Okay, they have made that test such that you can't jump to other questions one time one question. And the first 4 to 5 questions are of comprehensive questions. So you have to again read that comprehensive questions. You have just 30 minutes and 25 questions. So if you are someone who are preparing for big companies and are not okay with the aptitude, please go and like have like brush up your aptitude skills and practice a lot. I was not practiced that much, but I was like easily, they were easy medium. Okay. So there were some, the comprehensive questions really are hectic, but yeah, otherwise it was like decent level questions. So I was able to complete it in 27, 28 minutes itself. And then, yes, the test was completed. I was for sure knowing that I would not have an interview call for that second coding question, but to my surprise, after 15 days, I got a mail again on 7th September that you have an interview. Please tell your preferability. And I was shocked at once for a while that how I can give an interview of my dream company. For me, Amazon was a dream company. Fan is always a dream company for everyone. But I have that self doubt that how I can be. Many of my friends are very good coders, but how I'm getting that opportunity. But yeah, it's all about luck. I always say that I was lucky enough to have that, like I was lucky enough to get about that opportunity, know about that opportunity. I applied it and survived through it. Then was the interview. I got almost 1 month for the interview, by the way. I gave the date was always being rescheduled every week. So I started with giving my date as 14th September to like 10th of October. There was a month, but I've not prepared a lot in that month because I first thought that as I was thinking that it is in my next week, how I can prepare for new topics. I was not having that much time for preparing new topics or like solving more questions on that topics. So I was of the mindset that let's revise these things what I have done till now and what I've not done or what I've not practiced a lot. I will just revise it what I've done till now. Like it may be trees, graphs, DP. I was not like confident in DP, trees, and graphs. I mean, I've solved very less questions of it. So I thought that let's do one thing, revise everything what I have done, and if I'm going to have any question on, like, if my interviewer is going to ask question on DP and graph, which is difficult for me, I'm going to try it at my best, and I'm going to tell them that I am not able to solve this question, and I will not waste my and his time also. So it was cleared in their Amazon, they have some seminars. So they have cleared it that if you don't know a thing, if you can't do one thing in your seminar or in your question, um, you should tell the interviewer at that time. You should not waste your time and your interviewer's time. So I was of that mindset that I'm not going to waste any time of my interviewer. I will try for 5 to 10 minutes, and if not, I'm going to tell him directly that sorry, I cannot solve question. You can ask me question on this topics, and they give you that opportunity to tell yourself that you can't solve this question and you want question from these topics. So I was ready with that confidence, and I got to the interview. It was a complete 1 hour interview, and I got two questions. I guess I was like, can't tell you the whole question due to company policies, but one was easy, medium, array question, and the second one was medium, hard linked list question. So linked list question really helped me a lot. The first question, I was able to do it in 8 or 10 minutes, but the second question took almost 40 minutes for me. But the interviewer was very calm. He helped me a lot. What I did was, so one very like, important tip for everyone who is going to have any interviews, like my teammates or anyone who is going to have interview, please write comments whenever you write a code. I was not of that. I'm not that person who will write comments and will be very keeping my code very clean, but it really helps because your interviewer is not just taking your interview. He's writing a whole report at other screen, complete report. He have to give a complete report to the company. So he's always continuously typing at one side and also listening yours. So many times he he skips one or two lines of yours. So he didn't get up what you were saying. So it's always better to like have some comments, like not big comments, but like normal comments. I'm writing this loop for having this. So some small comments also helps you a lot. And in my second question, he helped me a lot. He helped me in dry run. He himself wrote the dry run. He typed the whole dry run for me, and he said that let's see, Sakshi, we will figure it out something and like that. So yeah, yeah. If you have that one wonder, if you are showing that interviewer that you are really curious to learn something, or you are really curious about what he is telling, you are interested in uh, his things, then he will be happy to help. Otherwise, there are two types of interviews. So if you are not showing interest, that much interest that what he is saying, then he will not help you a lot. So yeah, that was my interview experience overall and my journey. So I guess I have, and also how I got to know about Amazon Wow through LinkedIn. Yesterday, also TNP Cell had a very good session on LinkedIn, and I also got to know many things. I would like to highlight one point if nobody had attended it. If like someone have not attended it, I would like to add one, like, highlight one point that please connect to the people who are working in that company or any company to whom we are like having target. If it is, it may be Amazon, Microsoft, any company. So please be connected with the people also, and also search about your passing years. Okay. So always see the LinkedIn have that one stuff that you also get good, good internship opportunities by like many people post on their LinkedIn that our company is hiring this, or many companies are hiring this stuff. So try to connect with that people, and yes, it will be. I guess it will help you a lot. I got to know it about from LinkedIn. So there was one YouTuber who had like wrote that post and gave one link, YouTube link of his video. So he was trying to increase his views, but it made my career at the end. So yeah, I guess this was all from my side, like at least for now, and we'll like, discuss on other points if you have any doubts.
It was really a great explanation, Sakshi. We have some queries to ask you. Uh, how many projects have you done, and can you tell us about projects and uh, in which language should we do in? Can you
Yeah.
explain it in detail?
Yeah, sure. So resume part is, the resume, you can say resume as it's a piece of paper which you are going to give you for the, which you are going to give the company to sell yourself. Again, you are selling yourself at an interview. Okay, you are giving yourself to the company. So have the best things on the resume. Have that things which will really like which will be relevant to them. I saw 1 or 2 days ago a roast video, a resume roast video, and these videos are also very funny. Huh? So one student wrote that he is a member of Patang competition in their city or something like that. So it is irrelevant for for the interview. Why he will be interested in that patang wala stuff? You can write one line about what are your interests, but please don't write about much about it. Write like be very like short and simple, because simplicity is the new trend. Or the you always used to think that if someone is complex, it will be the best. Not like that. You please be simple, write what you have done in very simple words and short words, and I guess your resume will be shortlisted. About projects, it always depends upon what type of your goal is. If you are aiming for a startup, you should have more projects on your resume. Okay, so you should always edit the resume as per your you know company. If you are appearing for some big tech companies like Flipkart or Amazon or Fang, you should always add your profiles very precisely. Okay, your lead code profiles or your profiles where you solve questions regularly. where you have a very good profile. You should add you have like if you have participated in code jam or any stuff like that, any coding rounds, you should add them. Whereas if you're you are having a resume for your startups, you should always add projects. And now in projects, I had three projects. One was the Drishti website. Have not contributed that much, but I like uh, whatever I can do for that website, I have done it. And I was knowing that what was going in the website. Okay. Uh, one was a JavaScript game, 2048. So I was playing it from my school time. So I always used to make that. Always I used to have that fantasy of making games. So I made that one game. And one I made a CLI app uh, like with JavaScript. So that were the three main projects I have inserted in my resume. As I was applying for Amazon specifically, I added more things about about my coding rounds. Applied for Code Jam, or I participated in Kickstart, Google Kickstart. I gave I mentioned my certificates there mostly. So you may change it as per the company preference, and it is for a project. I can't specify you about any language. It is all about your interest. Like if you think that you are not good with in web development, you don't like web and Android, try to do something in C++. Use some graphic user interface, different interface which is compatible with C++. So do that stuff. And I guess you need mostly 2 to 3 projects hardly in any resume. Okay? So be good with it and also participate in hackathons. Me and my friend participated in hackathons. And in one hackathon, we were finalists of a hackathon. There were almost 250 teams and 30, 40 teams that were finalists. And there were more processes, but like it was you have to send them some MOPs and stuff like that. So it was you were making your project a startup, and we were not ready for that time. So we just mentioned our project. I told him about my project to the interviewer, and he was quite like happy and satisfied that okay, she have done something in that stuff. So also try to participate in competitions, hackathons, wherever you can, so that you can add some projects. Though you don't have a like work project, or your project is not in real, but you have an idea, and you can tell that interviewer. You- So interviewer, you can, if you have not asked about it, you can at the end ask him that, sir, I was having such idea. Can you help me out of how I can prepare for it, or what must be my action plan after that? So they really get interested. If you're asking someone for their opinion, they will be always happy that they will be happy to tell you or share their insights for your project. So yes, I guess we got the topic.
Thank you, Sakshi. Now we will take questions from audience. Now I
Yeah, sure.
request all the audience. You can turn on your mic or put the questions in the chat box.
Yeah. So you can
Question
on your
from
cameras.
audience.
Hello, hello. Not
Hello.
able to. Yes.
How much time should we devote to learning TSA? I mean, when we can consider ourselves ready for applying and giving interviews for company or
Yeah.
for intern.
So hmm, I guess all of you are from J. All have prepared for J before coming to engineering college. And if not, you were always used to give JEE exams. I mean, like, at least me and my friends used to give JEE exam every Monday. Okay, though the syllabus was not completed or I'm not done with the whole syllabus, I was trying to be giving the test or mock test. So the concept is same. You have to appear. You will not be full flesh ready anytime. Okay, you will always feel that I'm not ready or I'm not. I'm not that great to be a part of such big company or such companies. The main thing is to apply it. Whenever you get an opportunity, you should apply. Okay. And all about dedicated time for DSA, it always changes. It depends on a person to person. Maybe someone have maybe someone have completed the whole syllabus first or the whole topics first and then started solving questions. Some should some can take one topic, learn about it, solve questions, and then go to the other topic. So they can have their path, but I guess 4 dedicated 3 4 months with dedication and consistency can help you a lot.
Okay. Our next question is, how did you manage your academics and coding simultaneously? Your academics is different from the CSE background.
Yeah, okay, non-CSID student. So yeah, I'm from Extc and I know that we have a lot of pressure from academic point of view. But you have, you know, is there any faculty here? I'd like to ask you. I don't have any things, but I will like to tell some loopholes. Okay.
No, no, you can talk freely.
Okay, yeah. So the main loophole from our colleges, we have some good toppers who are preparing for GATE. It's not a loophole, but I would like to tell the analogy. You have some good topper friends who are really dedicated to their core subject. You have faculties who are a bit of what they teach you, what they give you as a PPT are the main stuff they will ask questions from. So if you have to find such a subject that to which you can give at like the least time, so have that priorities. There are hardly one or two subjects to which you have to give your dedicated time or regularly. You have to be attentive in the classes. Other than that, you have to make the priorities, and you should like study for 10 to 15 days before your exams. Not 10, it depends upon you. Figure it out like how much time do you need to prepare yourself. So you should prepare 10 to like 15 days prior from your exams. And at that time, like do it dedicatedly. Don't do coding at that time. Okay? I did coding alternate days or after 3 4 days. I used to do one question at least so that I would not, decrease my momentum. But yeah, you it for me who wants to for like person like me or students like me who are not from non-CSIT and want to go in CS and IT section or any other sector. You just do one thing that you should do your syllabus very thoroughly. You should know that these are the topics I can do at 2 days in 2 days or 3 days. Be such type of person. If you are attending lectures and if you're not attending clearly the lectures and also not doing something else, then attend the lectures अच्छे से and note down what points are going on. This will work offline also. So you should know every day what is going in your class, what points have been covered, so that you will not be caught by any teacher. uh, and also, uh, that only. You should be thorough with what is going on in your classes. So,
Next question is, which language you used most for competitive programming?
so I have not done a lot of competitive programming. I'm also new in that stuff, but I prefer C++ because I'm very good at it. With respect to Java and Python, I'm very much comfortable in C++. Yes.
Yes, we will take another question. In which
Actually, I think we have taken most of the relevant questions, so we need to conclude the session now. Maruti, are you there?
Yes, we
If you have
conclude this
any
session.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I was saying that if you have any questions, please DM me on LinkedIn and please tell that you are from my college. Like when many of students or many LinkedIn connections send me messages, and it is not possible for me to see all of them. So please mention your college if possible, so that I can like, give you instant reply. Sorry, you can continue.
Yeah, we conclude this session at this point. Thank you, Sakshi, for sharing your experience with us. This session add value in your life, and we get motivated to start learning and to solve your problems. Thank you, guys, for being patient and attending the whole session with us. I hope we solved most of your doubt. Sorry if we miss your questions. Would you like to be a part of such session in future? And if you want such a more session, then tell us about it in feedback form. Your suggestions are valuable for us. Thank you. We will end the session.